Hi. Um, this is for you, Mark, although obviously it will go off where strongly impressed to make a contact to you. Strongly impressed that to apologise to all the because both sides have been affected. This is the point I was trying to make. You've been upset or affected because someone has used your company and portrayed that you were going to give me £500,000. I've just got to turn my headphones down. Okay, yeah, and obviously me. I mean, I was told I was going to get this large sum of money, and that's enough to unsettle anybody, even enlightened spiritual master of the ancient wisdom. So it was good growth for me, but I kept it together. I mean, see, something like that could clearly put someone into a major psychotic breakdown and, how can I put it, a relapse. I could have ended up being hospitalised for months. Yeah. Now, between me, you, and the gatepost, and obviously other people are going to see this, how can I put this? The Illuminati. Okay. Okay. You want to suss out more about them, whatever, I suggest you check out Gaia TV, and particularly David Wilcock. So I'll just leave that, but then I'll bring that back in. I have been contacted by someone purporting to be from the Illuminati and clearly offering me, even though never met them, how would you like to become rich and famous? Blah, 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 blah. Right, so there's your carrot. And contact this. And there was a contact information given, whatever. Now, I feel, I can say that, in my spirit, that the Illuminati are behind this recent incident that has affected both of us. And they've identified themselves again. I say not all of them, but someone, like I say, via Facebook has contacted me. And I know now all of my incoming messages are being scanned and recorded. Yeah. Because what was revealed to me, thank you very much as well. I didn't get to know the person's name, but he knows because we spoke on the phone, and he's clearly explained, quote, that my account has been hacked. Nothing to worry about, though. Of course, I've been to the bank already, funny enough, and they have rescanned my card. And I think the Bank of Scotland is aware that something's cracking off. And that I think they're preparing to issue me with another card, but with whatever. Again, this is just what I feel in the spirit. And when you use that magic word, you're not making a blatant statement of fact. Anybody can say, well, I feel the Rolling Stones are the best rock and roll band in the world. But I'm not an absolute authority on that. Because then you get all these intellectual people saying, well, actually, such and such has sold more records, and all this, right? Now, how long have we been? Oh, I've only been 3 minutes. I know you're a busy man, right? So this is just like an apology for the hassle you've been through. Oh, on Iron, this is just for you. Yeah, hi. I would love you to consider being the counter-signatory of this document. You can see it, UKD Poll Office, although the camera isn't being too brilliant, but basically this is the official document. So we go down, no, it isn't, it's the initial letter, but I can read from it. There you go, you all make mistakes. I just grabbed I've got about 10 of these documents, right? And they've got to be countersigned. That was a letter explaining But it's like that's the same paper, although it's got a lovely seal on the bottom and that and whatever. It's a genuine thing. It's from, as I've said, I'll read a bit, UKD Poll Office, London. Thanks for choosing London. Yeah, your legal talk with the thing enclosed. Once you've signed the documentation, which I haven't yet, because I've got to do Graham Clark, right? Graham Lifebringer, so my new signature, get it? And the witness has just got to say, print your name, date and time, and your address, and that's it. You do not need to send it back to them. So in a sense, this is already in their mind, because it's been registered, done. But the next part of this process is I've got to go to my banks, various people, and inform them that I'm changing my name. But I haven't done that. So before I can start that, I need someone to sign that. And if you'd like to do that, I would very much appreciate that. The other thing, Mark, is that I am about to start a charity called the Theatre of Unemployment, which could be called Black Unicorn. Again, a lot of this is going on in my life for a good reason. Someone, shall we say, of Illuminati, dark, whatever, or organisations, it's like I'm the fox that's changing its trail. So I can do it now because I'm protected, well protected. After this incident, various people have realised, because obviously you've reported it to certain people, yeah, the guy's account has been interfered, hacked. Just mine, obviously, but even so, why would I want to hack him? He's not right. And they all have done and set up. It's easy done, so I won't go into all that. I'm not trying to impress people, but everybody now that comes into this site to me is being recorded, although it is on my computer. So be warned. You have been warned. Yeah, it's like I can say that. Yes, like they say, all phone call messages to this such and such are recorded. It's by law you've got to say that. Well, I can say that now. Anyone who, not many people do, contacts me by phone, the message is being recorded, because it's like I'm someone that has actually gone to BT saying I'm getting nuisance callers, blah, 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 and I have to give them their permission. And there's a monitoring recording system attached to my phone line. Okay, see, solid evidence. Again, I've got to do that officially. A health sort of warning, anyone who phones my number, it will be recorded. And I can get a thing on my answering server, whatever. But this is enough, actually, to just make a public statement. So someone does, and this, well, like I say, this video will go online and that's it. So don't phone me up if you've got a lot of bent up anger and vindictiveness, jealousy, hatred, whatever, and want to inflict that upon me, because it will be recorded and it is a criminal offence. There's a line if you go over, and the police have to take action. Okay? Similar, sorry. Well, that's what I'm being sort of similar thing with any form of communication to me now, although it's probably been a bit in the past as well, is being recorded and monitored, and I've given my open permission for that. I've got nothing to hide. Total transparency. And this is what I shared as well about Mr. Trump's openness. If anyone hypothetically contacted Mr. Trump's, two ways actually, I believe it's Twitter and also the Facebook thing, it's all going to be recorded, and it can and most definitely be held against you. So just, temper yourselves for your own sake. You know, I'm going to tell him to shove his whatever, just imagine, up his anus, right? Here. Right? Resist not evil. Okay? Dash, because that's what this. No, I've called it for Mark, but then love is coming to us all. Neil Young. I can say that. The reappearance of the Christ is now most definitely upon us, but it won't be as many people have imagined, although there's a book by the Lucis Trust. That's a good place to start, because they give all these open-ended possible ways that this can happen. It could be a group Christ. In other words, a whole group of masters like me that have been Christed reappear. So it's not just one person. Suddenly 50 people suddenly come into the public light. That is the media. Announce they've been Christed, but explain what that means. See, that needs to be done, right? But there might also be one Christed one who acts and has been given that role to, if you like, help make decisions about things, but on a higher level. Okay? And none of us would know that, i.e. the Christed ones, because it'd blow your testicles off. I've shared this, I've been through this experience. Quite scary, because immediately the responsibility comes into your mind and you start, your mind just goes, who should I tell? And this is when, unfortunately, poor people get sectioned, because they haven't developed the stillness which my father helped, bless him, develop in me. Right? He's a Yorkshireman, was, bless him, but he's with me now, because he took me to the spiritualist church. He knows all about guides and things, and he knew when he passed, bless him. Jack, thank you. Right, my father's name was Jack. Oh, I was sharing that quickly as well. Name changes. I was christened Graham Clark, but when I went to the earliest school you can go to, infant, the register was being done, and then we're going all around the class, and they wanted to know everyone's middle name. Well, I didn't have one. My father wasn't, how could I put it, in that sort of class, but his name was Jack, and that's what I gave, and it stuck. All the other kids, my classmates, all thought it was funny, a bit of an unusual name. And I was known all the way through my adolescence. Well, I don't know when it stopped. Probably hasn't in some sense. Most people know. Now I did. At a time I started to introduce myself because of officialdom. I am Graham Clark, because that's the name I was born with. But I've also been Jack Clark, and hopefully, Mark, I'm about to become Graham Lifebringer. So, the Theatre Unemployment is going to be a charity. Well, it is a charity. It's actually been sent to the Charity Commission. Again, this is all interesting for the media. They like all these little details. Was sent to the Charity Commission by Margaret Thatcher. Again, you see, went to the Labour Party, as you do, coming in, and needless to say, they blew me out. He was a man of constant sorrow, acquainted with grief, despised and rejected. Handel, Messiah. I know all about that. I think it'd blow my mind when I find out, as an example, how many years on and off I've been trying to get the Theatre of Unemployment launched. and going on that tack, it again has two names: the Theatre of Unemployment and Black Unicorn. But it's exactly the same document, but just wherever the Theatre of Unemployment is mentioned in it, it's just changed to Black Unicorn. That's the poor individual. Well, wasn't that big deal, but this is done in the Findorn Foundation printing press. So, yes, it's easy. There's two possibilities of the name of this document. And they can quickly as I can and know how to do search your whole hard disk and just put in Black Unicorn. Anything comes up. No, well, it will, because that was the second manifestation of it. And Theatre of Unemployment might have both. The original document, though, Theatre of Unemployment, is a beautiful bit of artwork. That was Lex, as I know, the head of the printing press there. And because we did it together, I said, oh no, it's yellow paper. I don't know, strong impression of what this document was to be, bright yellow colour. I had a logo for the head, which incorporated, again done by a local artist freely, a picture of some floorboards, i.e. as a stage, some curtains, and a red rose. Admittedly very similar to the Labour parties. Okay, who ripped you off? Okay, right. But this is the real red rose because it symbolises someone throwing a rose onto the stage, and it wasn't promoting anything. And red's a symbolic colour. A white rose has meaning, and a red rose, I get it. So I wasn't. See, this is again, people get put 2 and 2 together and get 6. Oh, he's a Labour supporter. That's I found out. So we get there. So then I'm at the Labour Party office, which they gave me in Leicester. And they knew all about it. Again, I've got permission to go and do a radio interview. And I got that bit wrong. BBC Leicester. Might not think so. I think there was a Leicester Sound commercial, but this was obviously the BBC, probably called Radio Leicester. So again, just a slight twinge of the facts, but that is what it was. And this interview was a live one because I presented the document to them, which is a very detailed outline of what this is going to be. The title right at the top, an alternative promotional agency, right, for all the performing arts. The quote of William Shakespeare, who I do feel was behind the inspiration of it. Anyone knows about William Shakespeare, a few years of prick up because he was accredited with being, shall we say, a student or teacher of esoteric knowledge. I'll just say no more. But those that know. So he wasn't just, well, that's incredible. If you see the works that show, he was a genius. I shouldn't say it like that because you'd have to be really thick to not appreciate that. If you see the sort of material he was writing, the sort of stories, all that, right, The Merchant of Venice, some fantastic spiritual points there, and Shylock's famous thing, that you can take. Actually, I got that wrong. Yeah, Shylock was. Anyway, whatever. I'm not God. Okay. But so I do get things a little wrong, obviously, because this right. But Shylock, I think, was the person, because I played the merchant actually. Well, did I play? You see, even now I'm getting. Was I Shylock? No, I wasn't. I remember now, as a woman, there was a girl, as a student-y thing. She played Shylock and I played the merchant, but I couldn't for the life remember half the lyrics, and I did muck it up. But anyway, that's another thing. But this is just bringing some earthy reality to this. So, okay, Mark, I will if you want to. I mean, obviously, you can hypothetically turn off any time, but I'd like you to get involved with the theatre unemployment. Not necessarily financial. It's just being, after you've sussed it out, and when I do get the document, it will be available for people to really look at and discuss. You know, you've got advisors, we've all got, you know. So that's, yeah, I think I said that. Yeah, right. So that's that for the theatre unemployment and possibly Black Unicorn. Again, I envisage that the first meeting will incorporate that to choose which is the name it's going to be known as. The theatre unemployment or Black Unicorns. Both were channeled, but maybe for totally different reasons. And, well, that's all I can say. I'm sorry about what's happened, but I see the positive side now. Obviously, Mark, I'm seeking publicity. It's like turning the media on itself. You get me? Yes, they have, as you know, distorted the truth and like to get a bit of dirty washing, right? But something such as that, you know, really good bit of news, they're also obliged, but that's where famous personalities come in, i.e. Richard Branson and Mark Zubecker and a few of you, you know, 3 of you, have announced that they're going to help set up a charity. Okay? See, they've got to really report that. Oh, and the founder, well, he's an unknown person, a member of a church. He's a lay Baptist priest. That sort of covers that. But he's the founder. You know, this ideas came through him. And the media can, well, go along with that. You know, Graham Clark, yeah, he's the founder. And they could, well, there's a bit of milk in there because Margaret Thatcher submitted such and such, and ooh, you know, but that's great, right? I have got to become a bit of a public figure, although initially I was very, oh great, I'm just the founder, okay, and I can just get off and do my own thing and not be very much involved with just running and putting together of the theatre unemployment, because obviously a committee would be formed anyway to do that. And initially, and that was even incorporated in the Constitution. So, and that was passed. Occasionally, the theatre of unemployment, because it is a charity, get it, will be able to organise events for itself to raise funds for itself. So another great thing, isn't it, really? We just to organise a concert, a benefit concert for the theatre of unemployment. And that money will be used to set it up. Whether we buy premises, again, all this sort of stuff can, you know, will be easily sorted down. There probably will be a lot of stuff, you know, well, where's it going to start, you know? Doesn't really matter, because the show is different from where it is. You get me? We could hire a place in London, you know, Royal Albert, whatever. You know, well, yeah. If Cream can blinking pack out the Royal Albert Hall, okay, which is Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, bass players just lost it, but anyway, 3 very brillianted, talented musicians, then just a couple of bands, guest appearance, Mick Jagger, blah, blah, blah. We've got the Albert Hall filled. Publicity is it's a benefit to start the Theatre of Unemployment charity. So it has to be formed, but that's just a matter of, again, we go round the circle, the committee is put together, because that's the final stage. Then it's represented to the Charity Commission and it'll be rubber stamped. unless there is something in there that might change the law a bit, but it can soon be tweaked. Because actually, when I had it put back to me, there was 3 different categories that it could be put under and achieve charitable status. So it's 25 minutes. I hope to hear from you anyway, Mark, and anyone else that sees this that might want to get in part. My email is gamper77@gmail.com. And again, sorry for all the hassles, but I see this as worked, that it's brilliant and it's going to have a positive end. I'm very sure the media are going to have already been sniffing around, okay? But it's been tempered because that is, it was a scam. Fine. The seed's been sown, see? A scam. We're not interested. It's not news that someone's trying to, right, Saki, start a charity that can relieve suffering all over the world. So I had this out with a thing. This is where Cutting Word came through to Murray Firth Radio. So a few people are a bit wary of me, but that's whatever. I mean, I've shared that incident because I was trying to get the Murray Firth Radio to give, because that's where I live, right, an interview. And the big thing was, but it's not a charity. I said, no, but I want to do an interview to help it become a charity, right? And they ummed and ahed, and the woman sat me down and went, obviously, to discuss it. And they actually had the outline there and said nicely, because obviously, whatever, I'm sorry, we can't do this, because it's not an actual charity. I sport it a bit because there was a phone call that I made to initially request to be able to come in. And it didn't last very long because this woman, within minutes after I'd just done the spiel, oh no, we wouldn't be interested in doing that. And I've done this all. What? You fucking well print stuff and publicise stuff in your news about some pop star who's having sex for someone else. Blah, blah, blah. I don't consider that fucking news. Okay? Right, which you don't. And they're not interested. Another saying you're a waste of space. You're a public concern radio station that is funded by public money. So part of their role, similar to the BBC, even though they are a commercial state charity, part of their licence incorporates that. So generally charities are giving free access, free publicity to any of their events. You sort of read all these things. Oh, and such is having a bring and buy sale and all this. So it's all free publicity. Needless to say, that lady did phone me up. And I think then said, well, actually, yeah, you can come in. But then it is another layer, you see. So I came in and then it was reassessed again. Not the lower ilk, if you follow me, but the higher up hierarchical structure decided that no, this wasn't something they want to do. Very sorry and all the rest, and wish me all the luck. So we've gone in a circle. My next stage is to get people to act on the committee. And I'm asking you, Mark, if you'd like to help, be part of that. You probably know a few people that might like to do that. And I'm also asking you, Mark, particularly just you, but that could still be the thing, that I am looking for someone. That doesn't have to be someone famous, actually. It could be my next door neighbour. That's just flashing. Oh, yeah, that's not that a thing. But it could come out later in the wash, when this thing does take off and thing. And then, well, how did you become Graham Lifebringer? Because, of course, it is a deliberate, very easily attributed, he's just on a big ego trip. No, the name was given me, imagine. by a lay Baptist church. It's actually given me way back in 1988, and I've only now been inspired to actually formally do it, although many people in the Findorn Foundation just do again, you see. Oh, that's Graham Lifebringer. And that was done when I officially affiliated myself to them. Oh, we've got a Graham Clark already. It might be a bit confusing. And they asked me, have you got another name or we can use for you? And I said, yeah, Graham Lifebringer. And I'm on the formal records. They've got this big phone book. And I'm listed as Graham Lifebringer. I'm on the computer system where you go in and book a meal, right? Graham Lifebringer. Got a password I've forgotten, but anyway. I'll throw that in. This make, it's a good news story. Anyone from the Findorn Foundation that gets to see this, I only know a few people now. There's Peter Finch, who I can say I know and who I can say knows me. There's John Caddy. And that's it. I used to know Lex, as we know, but he's passed. There are people I know. There's a lovely lady who goes around. She's like a nurse-orientated person, a carer. And I've seen her many a time push one of the elder founding members of the foundation around in like a chair, one of these chairs with extended feet. She's got dark hair. Came to see me, but with other people when I was hospitalised. I would like to meet you. And I put the same thing. Oh, I know you're involved with the performing arts, Ke, and you had a boyfriend, but you split up, but maybe you've got back together. It's not this. This isn't a proposal like that. But you're someone clearly that has struck a chord that I ought to reach out to be contacted. And I'm sure you, just in a flick of an eye, would willingly sign that document, right? You've got to sign 7 copies. That's not real there. B, most definitely, if you had some time available, would most willingly want to be on a founding committee. And I can say that, well, I am saying it, moving in the spirit, because you're involved with the performing arts, and that's why we had a connection. I think you like dance. You might like, obviously, theatre. And we met quite a few times. And there was some exchanges to the fact, how's it? Oh, because I asked, oh, how are you? And how's such and such, your boyfriend? Well, I think they might have been married, but whatever, because he wasn't with her. So I just, we parted. How'd she word it? Didn't work out. Oh. But then said, how did she say? This is just, but shit. Oh, but I'm available now. Okay. So yes, there's a bit of flirt and a mutual attraction. And you've got to have a bit of that, because this feared fun, it'd be quite pressing at first because of the media attention and all the thing, and we will be under the spotlight. And everybody, prior to our first performance, again, that will be a special event, could be in the Universal Hall. There you go, right. But that's another thing. Me and some of the members of the foundation, I'm going around the circle, there have been some misunderstandings. So Peter, that's Peter Finch, you're someone of integrity, and if there's been over-exaggerated reports about what I did, you've got the discernment to suss the truth of the matter. John Caddy, because you've reached out to me and clearly said, Graham, because he knows, next time you come in and see me first, right? Meaning, if there is some stuff going on, you could say, well, actually, there is someone who's very disgruntled about you, and I would suggest you go and have words with them and apologise, which, of course, I would, no problem. Someone got upset by my behaviour and they're prepared to forgive me and I apologise. Great, no problem. There's nothing of that ilk between me and anybody in the foundation, a personal vendetta, and I've got no ill feelings about anyone in the foundation. I respect the law of the land. And if someone has banned me from attending the cafe, right, as an example, that's where he's coming from, and I respect that. I didn't deliberately transgress that, and never have. As soon as I'm asked to go, I go. Even though there's no incident the last time. Oh, well, it was. Well, no. These are generally last an hour, I'm being told. So if that's where you are, anyone who's getting bored, well, maybe another time. Or I can look, which I'm just doing now. Anyone wants to put in some feedback now? No, just nice things. Good afternoon. No one's put any comments, which you can. Hello, and that's it. Yeah? Oh. Okay. It's amazing. It's a MacBook Air, but you've got a touchpad on it. So you've got no mouse, obviously. But if you do any of this business, put two fingers on, it will zoom the image out. You do that, you can't see that, it will bring it in. Very well designed. Anyway. So, I'll have a sip of my water. Yeah, clearly getting which I'm doing, yeah. It's the time to make peace. All old resentments now need to be dropped. We've got, that's it. Got to put ourselves down to the plough. We go round the circle. If the power, the Illuminati, which a lot of you people have a far deeper understanding, has made a contact to me and has clearly suggested that I join up with the outcome of, becoming rich and whatever, well, I can say, well, if you get to hear this, make a suggestion that perhaps, would I like to video conference with someone because maybe I've got the wrong end of the stick, right? Or explain further what you are actually suggesting I would have to do. Fine. Obviously, I've heard lots of negative things about you, right? Like people, but they could have got the wrong end of the stick as well. So that's gone into the brain, Illuminati, a load of people who are trying to gain financial, that's what you said, for themselves, are not really servant-hearted. They're more into just serving their own interests, and that's the sort of people they attract in. Come and join us, and we'll develop your particular skills that you may have to make money, right, and help you set up a business to make money, and possibly exploit and rip people off in the process to make money. Right. Very strong words coming in about that. Those days are over, right? Anyone who's exploiting people, and that's workable by anyone, am I paying them a fair wage? Am I taking a fair salary? Get it? You're a managing director. It's this sort of ilk that is considered the main members of the Illuminati, managerial personnel, people who do a so-called responsible job, which it is, but take an unfair salary and justify it. No, I'm not going to instigate anything or go on some political campaign, which some people do take that approach, right? Because the angels doeth the work. My job probably is just to put a cautionary warning or a prophetic word that things are going to change, because that sort of drive or impetus did probably have a function at one time, but we have got to prepare the way for the reappearance of the Christ or Christed ones. We have got to get a level before that to happen of relative world peace. So we've got a fair bit of work ahead of us before the masters can reappear. So it's like, if you accept that there is a bit of a process in the divine plan, which is what books like The Reappearance of the Christ propagate, that the Christ cannot reappear until it's a fairly safe environment, and that the negative elements like we hear them as terrorists and that, are tempered, or if in some cases removed. Now that might sound, well, Jesus wouldn't say that, or whatever, or an enlightened master wouldn't say that. Krishna, okay? Krishna. The whole Bhagavad Gita is based on a battle, okay? Two sides clearly facing up to one another, good or evil, whatever, however we judge who was the good and evil. But the thing is that there's going to be a physical exchange, and people's lives are most definitely about to be released. And so this is Arjuna, right, speaking to Krishna, who was actually there, right, although he's an avatar. And basically the gist of the discussion is that, you know, he's in Quadmi. He's got relatives on the other side, because we know that happens in disputes, right? Fathers, sons, and that take sides. You see a war, you know, that's it. People get riled up. And Krishna clearly, in a discourse response to that, is encouraging to take up and fulfill his duty. And his duty was a soldier. In fact, he's a head of an army, if you follow me, a major, or whatever, you know, we would use. And Krishna's admonition, that's the right word, to Arjuna is, you must do your duty. And in India at that time, there still is a strong caste system. That's what it means. People were trained and brought up to do different roles. His caste was a certain class of people that were warriors. So he's been trained, it's like someone going and joining the Marines, been trained to do that role and has put through that, and obviously tested for psychological suitability and all the rest of it, which goes on, right? But that's his role. And rightly so, we should pay them a good salary, because they are prepared to lay down their life. Okay, bit of a veterans promotional thing coming through here now. Now our soldiers, when they come back from any kind of conflict, and have most definitely, I saw a brilliant film called Rex. I'll have anything to do. And Rex is a dog, but he has a female handler. And the gist of the story is that Rex goes to Afghanistan. Rex and his handler, so I'm not trying to think it's sort of, but get blown up because Rex is used to detect bombs, right? And he's brilliant at it. But this attack that blew them up was a really sneaky thing. The terrorists had dug a big hole and planted the explosives well out of Rex or any dog's ability to smell, and it was actually connected by a cable, which they discover. Right, we already know that. So they're blown up, and there go but the grace of I or whatever, because they're aware, although Rex wasn't, but anyway, they survived. But obviously an animal that went through that is, they would generally retire it, bless him. You know, so the story is that she gets a Purple Heart. And Rex, this is so they're both injured, right? And they suss that these terrorists, because it's a cable, they can see it's some old houses. that have been thing, but that's where it was obviously done from. And this is brilliant. See, women again. But it happened because it's semi-based on to her commander saying no, because she knew the proceedings. We've got to go in now and we've got to take these people out. Because they had armoured cars and machine guns, so fairly equipped. But the gist point is that she was actually wounded. Just got her act together, got her head together, and was having a discourse with her commander. No, we've got to go in. Because he said, we get some people in, and he said it'd be too long. And once it gets dark or whatever, we'll have lost it. Now is the opportunity, we must take it. So she did. And her role was 3 soldiers followed her to give early covering fire, and her and Rex, the dog, walked towards this group of houses and do encounter the terrorists, if you like, and they are taken out. Because they also have these big cars, machine guns, so that's giving them incredible covering fire as well. And she was awarded the Purple Heart. This is all based on truth. Now, he might have altered it a bit, right? But that clearly was why she got the Purple Heart, because she went into a dangerous situation even though she'd been injured, right? I mean, when you get blown up, it's not like just getting a bullet in your arm or something, which is not. No, that's. And she did, I think, lose the ability in her heels or something. There was some permanent damage done. I think her heel is blown out. Anyway, Rex. If you like movies involved with animals, and because it's got a lovely story out, I've got to finish it now. So Rex, it's portrayed that Rex is going to get retired, right? So here's your twist in the story. So Rex and her owner, who are obviously very devoted to her, she even says that, that he saved my life many a time. Because he was so intelligent as dogs can be, he even did things like grab his own soldiers, you get me, American Marines, and pull them down, right? It sensed that there's about to be a missile attack, these bazooka things, there's a name for it, whatever. But yeah, incredible. We mustn't ever underestimate. And that's really what, this is the beautiful, it's bringing, whoa, yeah. Whoa. Bringing tears to my eyes, because it's obviously hitting another thing of this ilk, okay? I've had pets. Blessed Sophie. Whoa. Is this real enough for you? Whoa. Overwhelming touch of the heart, because a memory had flashed in about my own dogs that I've had and things that they did. Right, back to Rex. So they've come back and he's going to be retired. But then there's a twist in the story. The vet who has to examine these dogs that are put out into the community, right back and retired, if you like, have to be assessed to be suitable to be retired. Because Rex was, as a lot of those dogs are, well, as good as a soldier. That's what he was trained to do. As I've just shared, he protected his fellow soldiers because he could suss something was about to go down. Like I gave the example, he actually pulled a soldier down. And there's a missile attack, not missile, like a bazooka, whatever. There's a technical name for it, but it's a hand launch sort of thing. It's not a big, whatever. So the scene now is we're in the vets, and the woman puts on the form which her owner, Rex's owner, sees not suitable. Now this would mean, here's your heart-rendering thing, anyone who loves animals, beware, he's going to be put down. Okay, because the vet, and she does obviously have a go at the vet, you know, you're on some kind of ego trip. They were, well, like I know, mates, buddies, been through a war together. And imagine it, well, that's what the film portrays. A lot of people understand this. We can love animals. So, a lot more than people. My dad was like that. See, he was a good guru. My dad was my guru. Graham, who used to say horses aren't more evolved than people. Okay? Any domesticated animal, horse, dog, cat, we've got a lot to learn in that area. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is coming to the punchline, to the good thing, right? So this Marine is being told that her companion is going to be put down. Being a good Marine, she leaves, you know, doesn't kick up a big stink, you know, that's the thing, has got a uniform. But then when she gets home, she's betrayed as, you know, thinking and then really depressed and, you know, and then something comes into her life because she's obviously, she's shared with people. And the basic gist of the message was, no, do something about it. Use your Marine ship to get publicity. And that's what she did. She went on radio stations. She went on the TV, because in America it's different. They've got local channels thing. And then she personally approached a senator. So she's all dressed up in her good gear, you know, and she's been hobbling around for weeks and she gets him. And it's beautiful how she betrayed. Sir, my partner, me referring to Rex as a fellow soldier, veteran, described as that, who is a dog, so she puts that in, is about to be put down. Sir, I would like the permission to take Rex home, to give him, oh, wow, I don't get like this often. Whoa, see, I'm changing. Whoa, I've got some new guides, it's obvious. And the animal kingdom, that's it. So I'm being told now, we've still got quite a bit of work to do to understand who and what the animal kingdom is. And we have a responsibility to the animal kingdom, especially if it's a domestic animal where we have moved in love to one another. Again, you don't lose and desert your partner, okay? Even though the system that you respect, i.e. the vet, right, has announced he's not fit, you challenge it. And that's what she did. So from being really depressed and just, and the scene obviously when she left him, she burst into tears. Imagine what she was feeling, that she deserted him. And you see them, as the head commander says, oh, if you like emotional, Phil, the commander is portrayed as saying, look, if you want to say farewell to him, you can. You know, illegal or whatever, but he allowed that to happen. And so she goes, meets him, really. Rex is portrayed as dogs can do, just looking. Okay, where are you going? But not barking, just accepting it. But, and of course, she then gets in her car. Good God, Graham. Whoa, something's cracking off here. Whoa. Whoa. Blessed guides. Thank you. Please help me to maintain control. Right. I think people have got the message. Thank you. So she's maintaining her integrity for a bit. And you've just seen this lovely dog just looking out the cage, and the imaginary scenario is they're never going to see each other again, and she just to go home like a good little soldier girl, right, it's coming together now, and do exactly. And it's clearly betrayed she didn't. And she went through umpteen things, media things, it got escalated, she got a petition together, get it? And this senator wrote a fantastic article in the paper, and that did it. Get it? The senator stepped in for a dog. But did just brilliant, obviously had AIDS out. Story about, our dogs who go to Afghanistan deserve more than just to come down and be put down. And even if they are considered a bit riley, because that's been their job, they could have a muzzle, it's all detailed, have a muzzle put on them. And if the owner's prepared, which obviously she was, we should allow this dog and other dogs like him to end his days in happiness. So it's lovely. You see him coming into this flat that they've been provided, that people are retired to, and Rex jumps on the car, and she has loads of toys, and she plays him and says, "There you are, so-called soldier dog," because he is now being a puppy. Okay? But as he is trained to be, smell for things constantly, smelling for bombs, which is trained. It's quite a process. You see a bit of that. And he's always watching and guarding his fellow soldiers, overseeing them. Well, I've nearly come to an hour. I just about got through that before whatever. 7 people. Oh, but it's going out. Right. So, brilliant film to go and see, Rex. I think it's on, well, it is, because I don't go to the cinema much. All the movies I watch are all through either Amazon or Netflix, get me? Whatever. So it's obviously fairly well available. Right, end this up. Well, I will that's obviously the next thing I've got to do, right, is get the outline of the fear of unemployment, do a whole video just about that, so people just by seeing that can clearly get an idea what it's about, can decide if they'd like to help. Any capacity, obviously donate, because I'll soon set up a bank account. I've been through this system before, you see. I can go now, today, and set up an account for a proposed charity. I've got no problem with that. They just say, well, we'll call it for now a voluntary sort of organisation. So you get an account, because that's how you do. You get the account number, then you can put that out. If anyone like to make a donation, this is how you do it. And then when it becomes a charity, because I can't touch that, because it's in process, it will obviously have counter-signatories. So we're back and say, again, a committee, that's part of their role. Must have a minimum of 2 people signing any checks to release the funds. So obviously people who know, looking for a treasurer, the various office bearers in such a committee, which a certain, that's charity has to have. And if it's a charity that does that sort of thing, talking big scale things and whatever, there's a definite outline of the office bearers. So, whoa, have a drink of water, Graham. Whoa. I'm being told now, that was people touching into my heart chakra. And who probably had a lot more to say about that particular topic. But you see, it drew them forward. It's like they touched my heart. Well, like blessing it, opening my heart to perhaps things I've never actually felt before, but a part of my makeup. Meaning, yes, I said that's how it started. I've got an affinity with dogs. I shared that incident. I've been tempted now to do that as an example of this. When I lived in Stubbington, and this is my early, right, this is a good one, I know. When I lived in Stubbington, so I put myself as 17, because everybody went to the pub underage, and this is that time of my life, my adolescence, right? And we were, I can say that, because we all did, and most of us did, were smoking marijuana. And this pub, the Red Lion, was a known place where people go who smoked marijuana. Okay? And did have a couple of, we just say, I don't like that term, regular distributors, okay, who attended. I'm going to be cautious this time. I've been told, this person's probably got a high-powered job and certainly doesn't want it revealed that he used to smoke marijuana. Now, I've been told clearly. So this version is the, not edited, but there's no need to reveal this person's name because he will know, and that's all important. So I'm in the Red Lion pub. And why is this? We see in a minute. This was the time that the fear of unemployment was channeled through because it was a response to the Ethiopian crisis. And when you do get to see the document, you see a beautiful artwork on the back of a person, an Ethiopian person, very skinny, because obviously they're starving, and just putting his hand up to ask for help. Brilliant, thought-provoking image. And it was that disaster that, as I've talked many a times, that's how do you respond to these things? You pray and ask for help or ask for inspiration. I.e., what can I do about it? And Jenny, right, you're in tears if you're doing this level of prayer. Something has moved you so much, you're brought to tears. And that, we've just seen, attracts a lot of helpers and energy. Woo! And those helpers do get things done. But that's what happened. I believe that William Shakespeare inspired, I can say that, the theatre of unemployment, because there's his quote right at the top, and this is how it came through. All the world's a stage, the men and women merely players. And whenever I used to give a talk about it, that concept would be put out. Things like all actors, good actors, are just people that have had many lives. And so they can very easily relate to the character they're being asked to portray. Okay? So the director just says, right, you're this, that, and the other, blah, 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 and gives them a definition of the sort of character he wants to be portrayed. And a good actor can do that because they've known that in a previous life. They've known what it's like to be a bartender in such and such, and whatever the character thing. Good actors can do that, but it's a gift. And it isn't actually coming from them, right? And so a good artisan, that does mean someone that has artistic ability, but isn't into fame, is just into being a good actor. And that the acquisition of money is not one of their major factors within their art. That's an artisan. You get like artisan painters, same thing. Their motivation isn't to paint something that some rich person's going to like. It is to generally paint what they're being inspired to paint. But eventually they do get recognised, but sometimes you see, there you go, there's your proof. An artist of that ilk doesn't get acknowledged till after he's died. Okay, well and this happened with lots of musicians, same idea. They were clearly inspired, but at the time people didn't see it, and some of them even died penniless. Ooh. But the fear of unemployment will be, because it's under a direct spiritual impetus, providing opportunities. That's why the promotional aid, right, agency title comes in. Promotion comes and is facilitated by people who are up and coming in their craft, but haven't had the recognition, haven't made the connection with the manager, get it? But they're very talented, but they get an opportunity to perform in quite large productions. And if they're a musician, they get to perform with established musicians. That's part of its constitution. Every event, as far as possible, must provide facilities for a jam session. And normally it would be the end of the whole event. You know, as you've often seen in pop culture, here, all these musicians walk on the stage, are all parts of different bands, and they form this big lineup. And some of those people will be gifted and talented musicians that haven't made any personal, to date, acclaim. But then they will. But generally such people who sign up to the theatre employment. So we technically become their promoter. Yeah. We put on events, and any events that it's fitting for them to appear in, they can, so they continue to get promotion, and we do get a small fee back, but nothing like what current promoters charge. Get it? You could even say 10% because that's out the Bible, right? I'm off now. You might be here for another hour, mate. Right. I've done this prior to me. Well, we haven't done it yet. I have given, and this can be verified, to a complete stranger, but in the spirit, so I'm not crazy, as people say, right? A young man who was a student, the foundation, I know this because when I explained, and gave him a state-of-the-art, top-notch synthesizer. Okay? No strings attached. So he had it, because that's what I was doing. I was running a charity to do with the performing arts, a recording studio. Met him, and he just had some cheap Yamaha thing. Could see and was inspired. This man is gifted. Well, yeah, he was a young man. And that just put up. See, I just put up a prayer. Shall I give him my Korg? What's and what? See again, a top-notch instrument. Yes, I love giving. Well, when you can, I love giving things away anyway. But that I enjoyed doing that immensely. Of course, I get fulfillment out of it. So I just went home, got the synthesizer, a Korg, like I say, put it in its case, brought it back, and just gave it to him. You know, he wasn't being cool, but he was a bit overwhelmed. But there again, he didn't know what to make of this. But I did. I kept my word. Thank you very much. Oh, but I laid this on him. If you take this synthesizer off me, I want you to give me your word that if you do reach any financial success, that you give 10% back of whatever you earn to charity. And he agreed. Of course he didn't have to, but he's been offered a £2,000 or £3,000 instrument, state-of-the-art top gear. And that, I'm being told, is how we will work on that level. The amount of musicians, as an example, who get onto bad times. But I knew a guy who came to my studio, brilliantly talented, but because he had a heart of gold, Neil Young, right? He met someone, because basically we were like that. You know, everyone that was on the dole, generally your friends would be on the dole, because we were being, you know, rejected or whatever, you know him, he doesn't even work. And he came across a lady that got a little baby, but she got no carpets on her floor. And it was obviously coming on to winter. See, a very practical, again, here's a very practical example of helping someone. Oh, you obviously need a carpet. And she obviously said something like, oh, well, I can't afford that now. Ooh, single mother of a baby, right? And so he went and sold his guitar, which incidentally he was given by a grant. There are these organisations that offer prospective talented musicians, shall we say, but probably other things as well, money to buy a guitar, as an example. So it was given him first anyway, and it was a beautiful 12-string, one of these metal that you use a slide on. So it was a bit of an advanced bit of guitaristry. It wasn't your basic span. Oh no, this is a, but he was, whoa, because I went out on the streets with him. And he came out with me and I got a little PA together. So he's slightly electrified and he had an effects pedal and he was brilliant. Not loud, but just because he had the phase come pedal and that, and it was brilliant. And it was all his own stuff. He wasn't doing covers, he wasn't singing. And people were just walking through this like psychedelic music scape. Needless to say, and I had posters up promoting the charity, right? So we're doing two things, promoting this is the other charity in which I did run, Shamanic Studios, right? And like I say, I think that's an amazing instance again of generosity. Imagine that guitar meant everything to him. But he saw a practical need, bought nothing of it. Needless to say, bless his heart, he was so good that he applied to another organisation and got a grant just like that. Well, we're just over 11. I've got myself together, got out of my emotional overwhelmingness. Thanks, Mark, if you do get to see all of this. Again, I say that I've got an email address and I've got two practical things I need. I need someone to sign my deed poll form, right, to officially enable me to change the name from Graham Clark to Graham Lifebringer. And I am obviously now looking for people to set the theatre unemployment up, but in that capacity, office potential bearers through a charity. So I'm going to say goodbye. It's 6:30 here, and I will not necessarily go back to bed because that's a waste of time, but go and have a shower and start a whole new day, because that's what showers do for me. It's not just physical cleansing, it's washing your aura. So if you've had a bad experience, that's a bit of advice. Just go and take a shower, because it's your aura that has been contaminated. You know, someone's been abusive to you or what, and that's still, and you are literally washing it off, freshening up, but washing it off, and you come out the shower. Oh, that's good. And what's all that about then? You know, because you might have been put incidentally into a low state of mind. Because if you are abused, he was despised and rejected and men. Oh yeah, I know all about that, right? It degenerates from you blaming yourself. Okay, you know, what did I do wrong to deserve that? Now there is too much of that. It used to be big at the foundation, right? You create your own reality, yes, but if someone comes to you and abuses you, okay, look at the Christian example. In the context that we're told we will be abused, smile and know that in reality they love you. So there's no place for you entering into a space where you start putting yourself down, right? Is that, oh, for God's sake, Graham, you know, you lost the plot again, right? And you've done something that was stupid or whatever, but in a response to a circumstance, that's not the right attitude to adapt. We are all growing, and you get an attitude of humour, you know. Oh, well, back to the drawing board sort of thing. So you're trying to do something, and it's met with a nasty rebuttal, and that's how I get for you. Oh, well, back to the drawing board and shrug it off and try again. As I say, brush yourself down, take a shower and carry on, because love is coming to us all. Thank you.